and viewers out there, welcome to FortiKast, the official online show of Paraf Northfield's official school publication, Fortibus. Join us every Friday as we explore different issues, discover the truth, and share good vibes in upcoming episodes. In today's special episode, we're going to be doing a review of FortiKast Seasons 1 and 2. Please welcome your hosts. Wait, what? Wait a minute. What's going on here? We're not the Triple L. Don't you think, guys? This is quite strange.
Sorry.
Anyway. Yeah, alright. But jokes aside, that's right. We are the 40 interns. Now, you may remember us that we are featured in previous episodes of FortiKast. So, hello there, guys. Welcome to the show. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Renzo Villa, and I'm here alongside with my classmates, Miguel de la Cruz and Angelo Boncan. Say hi, guys.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, guys?
And we have here alongside Sir Calderon and Sir Cassie. Say hi to our 40 viewers.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday indeed to all. Now, as a tradition in every FortiKast session, we'll always be doing a Kamustahan session. So, guys, what are some of the highlights of the week? So, may I start with you, Angelo? What is the highlight of your week?
Well, it was our last week class, so quite a lot of work to do, but I'm glad we're here at the week's end with you guys on FortiKast. It's a good change of pace. Yeah, that's it so far. Looking forward to my summer break. Like the rest of you.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. How about you, Miggy?
Actually, yeah, same with Angelo. Not much happened, but there was a lot to do. In fact, I think I still have a few things to cram. But if I had any highlights, I guess this episode right now is gonna be one of it, and the other one would probably be that PRSA we had last Tuesday. I mean, it's just an SA, but kind of unusual circumstances. And funny thing, when I was doing it, I thought I was clicking a next button. It was actually already submitted, so I was scared for a while.
Oh, you got perfect though. You got perfect though, right? I remember, sir. Yeah. Congratulations.
Congrats, Miggy.
That's kind of weird. That's the biggest highlight I have.
I kind of figured. Well, as for me, for my highlight of the week, well, like what Miggy just said earlier, we had an SA in our practical research, and it was one of the last meetings we had for PR with Sir Colon. And it turned out that the essay that we had was actually not that hard. It was actually a pretty easy essay. So we cannot really disagree with that.
So
And,
hopefully you guys also for everyone in the 30 viewers, hopefully you guys also your
Yes.
requirements will fulfill stuff. Hopefully they're going good also.
That's right. Well, apart from the practical research essay, I would say another highlight of the week was that I was playing piano and I was recording for our community because when next week comes, it will be the anniversary of our outreach community. So that can sum up the week that I had. So how about you, Sir Cassie? What would you say is the highlight of your week?
Well, I would like to pass on the microphone first to Mr. Calderon, and also ask our 40 viewers now, guys. If you want to share with us the highlights of your week, feel free to comment your anecdotes and stories, and we'd love to read them. Go ahead, Sir Linus, and then I'll share my highlights.
Well, yeah, completion week from, but I haven't. I did not communicate to my grade 12 students because they were busy with their work immersion, and I heard they enjoyed it. So yeah, so no class with my grade 12 students. So yeah, I was just reading their works. I think that's the highlight. So,
Great, Sir Linus. For
Thank you,
me,
sir.
the highlight of the week that I have is also a bit related to the work immersion. I had a chance to sit in some of the classes, and it's really exciting that our grade 12 students are having a great time with talking to leaders and corporate managers and even CEOs of different companies where they learn real-life practical skills. And this week, we also did some preparations for our upcoming open house, which is going to happen tomorrow at 9 a.m. So Mariners, if you have friends who might be interested in checking out Paraf Northfield, they can just go to our Facebook page where they would see the registration link. And we're very excited for that. And I think that's one of the highlights of this week. And also to sit here with Sir Linus and our 40 interns is another highlight.
Yes.
I'm always looking forward to working with you, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now, before we proceed to our proper discussion, let's take a look in the comments and see what our 40 viewers have to say. All right. So it says, so Vaguebot says excited. Yes, I'm sure you are all excited for today's episode. I'm sure you all looking forward to a very juicy discussion. Okay. Um, so in that case, I think that it's now time that we move on into the discussion proper. So all good with that, guys? So yeah, it's all about FortiKast and the FortiCrew. This time around, it'll be more of a throwback and a chill contour session. So yes, guys, I hope you're all still here watching and listening. So just feel free to comment down excited or anything that you want in the comment section to just tell us that you are still here in today's live stream. Because I'm sure, guys, that we'll be having a very juicy discussion for today. So sit back, relax, and focus as we transition to our in focus. See you there in a bit. All
Music
right,
gets me every
so
time.
welcome back, guys. And now it's time that we introduce our guest for today's episode. Well, as you may know it, you probably know them very well. You've seen them for the past episodes all throughout FortiKast. So join us and give a warm round of applause. And please welcome our guest for today, the 40 seniors.
Hey, hey,
Hello, guys,
hey.
and welcome to the show. Hello,
Welcome,
hello.
welcome.
What's up,
Welcome,
guys?
welcome.
Been a
So,
while. Been a while.
Nice to
yes,
see you
Yeah,
so
hi,
guys.
hello, good afternoon.
good
There.
afternoon, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, 40 crew. 40, the junior 40 crew. Excited to be in this episode today. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure you're feeling the excitement for today's episode. So before we proceed to our discussion, I just want to ask you guys, what is the highlight of the week and how are you doing so far? So,
Agu, shall we? Yeah. Shall we start with
yes,
Agu?
Agu.
Yes, my highlight of the week and possibly the month was the work immersion which my class and I undertook this week. So a lot of fun activities to get us prepared for for our profession and when we actually start taking jobs. So yeah, that was the highlight of the week for me.
Amazing, amazing. How about you, Jaime?
Yeah, actually, same. Oh, yeah. Work immersion definitely has been helpful for us. Not every day that you'll get practical knowledge. So, yeah. Same. Same with Agu. Yeah. Work immersion.
Right, right. And you, Javi, anything that you want to say?
Hi, so actually for the highlights of the week, it's actually a bunch of mixed emotions, especially with this 40cast episode because it is going to be our last time being here, us 40 seniors. So it's a bit of mixed emotions because I'm sad that this will be my last, but I'm going to be really excited because 40cast is going to be left in good hands, especially with these talented 40 interns.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We wish you the very best for your future endeavors, most especially when you get to college. So we are
Mhm.
praying for you guys for a very successful future.
So I just wanted to say, medyo nakakaingit na your highlight of the week is something so exciting. It's a work immersion and nothing much happened
Yes.
in our week.
Right, right. That's true, Mickey. Okay, so I think that wraps up the little bit of the kamasahan. Now it's time that we move on into the questions to our discussion proper. So, Analo, would you please, why don't you begin by asking our 40 seniors the questions that will be given to them?
Yep. Okay, sure. So, guys, for our first question, I think our viewers would be very interested and could really benefit from your answers here. So, with that, where did you guys learn how to podcast, and how did you bring the show to such a high level of quality in such a short amount of time? So, we had Miss Sam O and Sir Tomas Rocky here on the show in our previous episodes, and they gave some really high praise to the show. So, I guess, Jaime, can we start with you?
Yeah. Actually, prior to FortiKast, I don't really have any experience or background on content creation. So I guess it's more of like experience lang and how everything would turn out. I mean, I have a good set of team here, like at least like the OG team. Yeah. So they've been helpful and just helping each other. So yeah, I guess really just experience. Experience is the best teacher. So yeah, that's it for me.
So you volunteered to join, and
Yeah.
they
So yeah, basically I just volunteered to join. Then yeah, I guess you could say history was made from there. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Actually, short and
All
sweet.
right, thank you for sharing, Jaime.
How about Javi? How about you? You go next.
Oh, okay. So actually, same as Jaime, that I don't have actually prior experience to being a broadcaster or
Mm.
content creator. So I'm actually pretty grateful that I had the opportunity to be here in FortiKast, and I'm just happy that I can give back to Northfield and FortiKast because this is my way of actually giving back to Northfield for all my 12 years. And yeah, I'm just happy to give all I can for this show, which is to create topics, create questions, and be the creative head of FortiCast. So yeah.
Thank you, Have it. Thank you, Have it, for sharing. And
Finally, we
Agu,
have.
do you have
Well,
anything?
yes, actually, not necessarily in podcasting, because I mean, I'm not the guy. I'm not the host anyway. I'm the guy. I'm the guy behind the scenes. So yeah, I had prior experience when it came to content creation. So I did my own video editing. I did my own stuff like that. And also, yeah, it's sort of that create and learn as you go.
Mhm.
You start the project, and experience will just teach you, just like what Jaime said. So yeah, that's how I started.
All right, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing. So
And speaking of the guy behind the camera, we'll also shout out to our classmate Alfie in the backstage.
yes, hello,
yep.
Alcy. Okay. Thank you for sharing, for the seniors. But before we move on into the next question, I think let's take a little bit of a break and check out the comment section. We have one here from Pablo Javier Mendoza. Sabi niya dito na guwapo ni Jaime. Grabe. And also from Lucas Bonifacio. Are you Bowan? Poeticas. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I think that wraps the first question. Let's move on into our second question. So, Miggy, would you like to share this
Okay,
question to our seniors?
so I'm really interested to know this one. It's a simple question, guys. What was your favorite episode to work on? The one you enjoyed working on the most? So I think I'd start with Agu this time.
Well, not to show any bias, but my favorite episode which I worked on was the Beyond Reality with Father Joseph Sikia, with or Uncle Joseph Sikia. Yeah, so it was fun because I was always curious about the supernatural and preternatural. It always uh you know scary movies got me interested in it, and I wanted to know more about it. And we have an actual exorcist priest giving us insights, his own insights, and that was just very fun.
And he's your
Uh,
uncle. That's pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
oh, okay. So let's move on. How about Javi?
Hi. So actually, I have the same answer of Agu because actually that episode was actually one of the greatest experience I've ever had in broadcasting because we were working with such a big dude he's like the head of like the archdiocese and something, and then and it was that in that episode actually where I realized na FortiCast is a big show now because that was our first episode we had that had 1,000 plus views, and I was like so proud of myself and the whole FortiKast team. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Jaime.
1.2.
And how about you, Jaime?
Yeah, actually, beyond reality, that would be like second. I guess my first, like my pinaka favorite would be quarantine. Like I think that was the first episode that I was part of. So yeah, that one also garnered like pretty good amount. I guess also because it's like new, so I guess people look forward it. So yeah, yeah. Then I just remember like the grind, like parang since everything was still so new, like here in the Streamyard, then with the pub mats, caption, like everything was still so new. But like I guess the unfamiliarity, that I think that made it fun,
Mm,
even if that would
like
be weird.
Mm,
Yeah, but yeah,
the novelty
that
of
was
the
good.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
nice, nice.
So so
Okay,
for a second there, I thought
right.
Beyond Reality would
So,
have been a unanimous decision.
Sir Linus and Sir Burns, can we ask you what your favorite episodes were?
Yes,
Sir Linus, would you go ahead?
yes, sirs.
Well, I have a lot of favorites, but if I were to choose, I think yeah, the one with Father Sikia. Yes, I really love that episode. Also, yeah, our last episode last week, I also love that because of because of the advice that our guest gave to um, senior high school students. Okay,
Yes,
so he had very good advice. So there, and with the episode with Mister Bamakino. Yeah, I also
Mm,
like that.
yeah.
right, right po, sir. Ikaw po, Sir Cassie, any favorite episode that like you had or something?
Let me just say that all the episodes of FortiCast are proud moments for both Mr. Calderon and I. To see you boys learning through your experiences is really a great achievement, not just for you guys, but for the entire school. You know, a lot of other schools look up, especially in the PAREF system. They tell us how they look forward to seeing FortiCast, even just on replay, because perhaps they do other things when we go live. That's why I really want to give a shout out to you all, no? So very good to all the students behind FortiCast. And for me, the best episodes, of course, I would have to agree. I really love that episode with Father Sikia. It's really one of my personal interests also. The supernatural stuff, especially I was a religion teacher in Northfield. And on the other side, I also really loved our discussions with Bam Aquino in our sandbox episode, and how I hope we could have people like him in our future episodes where we can really learn from experts on the field. No, in that case it's business. And I really love it when we guest people who are experts in what they do, like content creation. We had that episode with Kirby Liaban where we talked about how to be fired up or be passionate, so that's also a good one. So it's, in fact, it's really a joy to look back at all of our episodes, and how I wish we could really turn all of these into audio podcasts so that people can just really binge listen to them on Spotify. And that's something that we can actually do.
Right. Thank you, Sir Cassie, for sharing. So before we proceed again to the next question, let's also take a look at the comment section. So we have here from Supreme X. Hi, Forticast. Why isn't Lucas there? Well, Big Bot just answered you and said, ask him yourself. Okay, all right, hold on. It turns you have a favorite episode from Isabel Teresa Victor. Says that favorite episode of podcast is definitely Sandbox and Student and Leaders. Yes,
Mhm.
and just
I
a fun
think
fact
yes.
if you remember Sandbox, I was also the guest co host featured in that episode. So just to
Yeah.
share to you guys. And from Francis says, Miss Lang ni Sir Burns si Dalmi.
Sir, nakamute ka, sir. Sir, you're muted.
Sorry, nakamute pala ako. I was just gonna say, not everyone can know who Sodalmi is, but she is the main character in Startup, where I really got the idea of having a sandbox here in Northfield. That's really the inspiration of both the entrepreneurship class, and the interview with Senator Bam Aquino.
Yes, for sir. And we have one more comment here from VagueBot. Says here, the mental health episode was probably my favorite. Sir Harold Colon gave awesome insights. That's wonderful to hear from VagueBot. Okay, so that wraps up the second question. I think we can move on to the third question. So, Angelo, would you ask our guest?
Sure. So before I go to the third question, I just want to encourage our 40 viewers to check out our earlier episodes. There's some very fruitful conversations that you can find there, maybe some insights that you can draw from them. But anyway, for our guests, what was the hardest or most challenging episode you guys had to work on?
On the flip side.
Javi, can we start with you?
Oh, okay. So sure. So actually, the hardest episode they had to do was most probably our most successful one. So that's the one with Father Josis. So that was our first episode as well because that was our first episode that we had a big time dude. So again, he was the leader of Prime of the Archdiocese. So in that episode, we actually tried to schedule him earlier. So like that was around October, late October. But then we had to keep adjusting because of the busy schedules. So it actually went all the way to mid-November. So yeah, just working hard. But it was a bit hard because that was our first time experiencing such a big time dude. So yeah.
All right. Any insights from you, Agu?
Well, yes. The hardest episode I actually worked on was probably the second episode, the FortiKast special live broadcast, the one that we aired to celebrate the school's foundation day. Not necessarily through the production, but because I played the violin there, and doing that setup, re-recording myself many times was very hassle for me, and that took like almost all night just to do. I had to learn a piece within like a day, so that was but it was very fun. It was very fun. So yeah, that was probably the hardest to work on episode for me.
Okay, thank you, Agu.
Jaime, what about you? What's the
Yeah.
hardest for you?
Yeah, for me the hardest actually it's kind of random, but it's actually the like those two straight episodes wherein we just had 40 review. Because I just remember we were like targeting like another guest, like out like non-North Hill guest, but since we couldn't find one, we would constantly change like the topic. So we were kind of like high key cramming the episode for that week, but yeah, that was stressful because yeah, from the pub mats, then yeah, everything in between actually, that was really hard to pull off, but yeah, at least we were able to. But yeah, most stressful one definitely.
Oh, I really
Right.
enjoyed 40 reviews though. Yeah, so good. So, Sir Burns, can you go next? What was your most challenging episode?
Well, the most challenging episode, I would say, was that of Senator Bam Aquino. Not because of the episode itself, but the preparation. No, because there was a lot of schedule conflicts that had to be resolved before we were able to finalize who will be in the program. I think the FortiCast crew are quite aware of how busy they were during that time, that we had to have that risk of not having our main hosts in the program because they had to do something else. But thanks be to God, everything just started falling into place. So it was also a good lesson for us in terms of preparing our schedules in advance, because also content creation is something that we have to do professionally. And we had a lot of realizations from that challenge. So we were able to surpass, but it became for me one of the most memorable teaching moments also as a teacher and the advisor of FortiCast. Ikaw, Sir Linus, meron ka bang challenging episode na involved sa FortiCast? What do you think, sir?
Well, yung ating school foundation day episode kasi parang we were just told the day or the day before. Then you had to come up with a program and
Yeah.
interview people, invite people to be interviewed. And but it turned out really great. We enjoyed that. And we enjoyed the what you call this episode. Yeah, but for me that was my that was the most challenging episode, the
The
FortiKast for me.
clutch paid off.
I'm noticing some sort of overlap between your favorite episodes and the hardest episodes, which I think can say something like hard doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean bad. We could have great stuff out of it, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
All right, all right. Thank you for sharing. And just before we proceed to our next question, let's feature one comment here from our 40 viewers. So from Lucas Bonifacio, fun fact: the Beyond Reality episode was shot after the recent super typhoon. So the mood of the episode was very scary and alarming. Oh, I can imagine that.
Fitting,
That
fitting.
Typhoon Ulysses, very scary. Like, oh, we couldn't forget that. But thank God that everyone is safe and sound from the typhoon.
Mhm.
Okay. And I think we can proceed to the next question. So, dear guests, 40 seniors, we know that in previous podcast episodes, there have been many wonderful guests that you have invited in each session of 40cast. So we just want to ask, uh, which guest do you think you know, inspired you or struck you the most? So, Jaime, would you elaborate?
Favorite guess would be, I think, yeah, I would say Leon Alcazaran. That was so random, but yeah, I believe he's like the third episode, like the first episode of season one. Yeah, I just like found him super like interesting, like just the way he talks and like how brilliant his mind is. Like it was just, yeah, that was just like a super like kind of intimidating, but like it was good. Like it was just good like guess to hear insights from, especially since we don't usually get guests of that young of an age. So yeah, that was a pretty random but good guess. Yeah, favorite one definitely.
Thank you for sharing. How about you, Javi?
Oh, okay. So actually, it's my same answer for the past two questions. So my favorite guest would be Father Joseph, because actually I was really
Hands
excited for
down,
that
hands down.
episode because I've been following Father Joseph since my grade seven
Oh,
days. So I always check to see na. I always
nice.
watch his interviews about exorcism, about a ghost, about yung mga ghost experiences. Because I'm actually a parang scary movie enthusiast myself. So parang when I worked with him, it was really such a great experience, and especially with his insights. So that was really an episode beyond reality.
Should I set up a meet and greet, Javi, when all the COVID
Yeah.
is over? When the
Of
COVID is
course.
over. Kidding,
How
kidding.
about you, Agu? Most
Well,
ano,
I guess the person that struck me the most was probably Dr. Ato Basco from the mental health episode. Just his energy was so epic, and the things he had to say about mental health really struck me because I also believe that you have to keep a healthy mental state if you want to work properly, and online classes. This new setup is also very, how do I say it, taxing on mental health. So it's always
Mhm.
nice to keep the mental health up. And the insights that Dr. Apto Basho gave were really helpful, and I used them. I actually applied them to myself and used it.
Mhm.
All right.
Actually, that mental health episode was very timely for me actually because yes, this him and Sir Colon. Yeah. So how about Sir Linus? Do you have a favorite or most the one that inspired you the most? The guest.
Yes, we had a lot of great guests, but I love somehow yung the energy that he brought to the show. Yes, her insights, and parang she became one of the hosts as well. It was just a fun episode. So yeah, definitely love that episode. Um, of course, with our alumni, kasi they've shared so much things that Mr. Cassie and I do not even know about Fortibus, about Northfield, especially the founders, the founders of Fortibus. So we really appreciated the knowledge that they shared to the community, to the Northwood community, and we hope that we feature more alumni, okay, in our future episodes. So there, thank you. Shout out to our Northfield alumni if you're watching. Hello.
Thank you po, sir. And how about you po, Sir Cassie?
Yeah, before we go to my comment, no, I think there's a comment here from one of the alumni of Northfield. No, may nagsabi dito, sabi niya, my favorite episodes, sige, let me just click it, no. Ayan, my favorite episodes were the alumni and the 40 Boost episode being an alumni myself.
Hello.
Okay. Ayun.
Hello
Alright,
there.
nawawala yung ating ticker. Sige lang. For me, dami rin eh. Parang, yeah, I can relate to Linus when he says favorite niya, and then Rafi also, no, when they say that they like the alumni episode, and it's really good since I was not a Northfield student. When I entered Northfield in 2016, it was a whole new world. To meet people from the older batches is such a joy to see the product of Paref education. And then for me, I love all the guests that we have interviewed, but the most striking for me would be Father Sikia, because when I became Catholic, I started reading his books, and I've always imagined meeting him and asking him questions. And that particular episode of FortiKast proved to be the opportunity to quote unquote meet and greet the master, so to speak, in when it comes to supernatural stuff. I actually have the book of Father Joseph behind me, and I read it no kapag kagabi. Talagang nararamdaman mo yung takot na, "Uy, exorcism book 'yan." Pero of course, no, because of the message of our faith, we are not afraid. And thanks to Father Sikia for the work that he is doing. His message is something that all young people need to hear.
Okay,
Nice.
thank you po, sir. That's nice insight that you shared to us. Okay, I think we can now move on into the next question of discussion. So, Iggy, kindly ask our guest the next question.
Oh, this is something that I think would be very helpful for, well, everybody, I guess. Um, how did you like Angelo a while ago asked how you learned content creation so fast? What I'm asking is how did you balance the content creation with your school work? Like there's the online settings already very taxing, but schoolwork and extracurriculars. How did you balance that, particularly for TICAS? So your struggles, please share. Advice rin, please.
Yes, grabe talaga.
Let's start with Javi.
Okay. So actually, I have a short answer for that. So we worked as a team. So
Oh,
special shout out to Lucas Bonifacio, our leader, mastermind. So he
Hey,
did a really great job
The
in
Godfather.
distributing the tasks at hand. And yeah, I mean, not just him, but I owe the world to the 40 crew, Agu, Jaime, Lance, Atom, Vic, and because they helped me juggle through between FortiCast and my studies. So it's actually not me alone who helps me keep up with my studies, but it's the whole 40 crew.
yes, amen. That's what they always
thank
say.
you.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
So put that down in the notes. Work as a team. Okay.
Yes.
Next, uh, Agu. Any sharings?
Well, since I was in the tech team, I could really work on my own time. So I could work on my own pace. I could work given any schedule. So I could work after school. I could work on the weekends. It wasn't really set in stone. So yeah, I could work on my own time. So that didn't really impede with my workflow in school. I could still work on my school projects, do my school work, and not really worry about my FortiCast tasks. So yeah, that's that.
Mm. And
Thank you for sharing.
finally, Jaime, any sharings?
Sure. Yeah. I guess for me, definitely just having a schedule. Like
Mm,
since it's a weekly thing, you can't afford to just put it all at one day. Especially if it's
mm,
like you're part of the pre-production, like the ones doing the things before the episode, before the actual stream. Like you'd need to really work on it, like at least by bits, like starting Monday, then Tuesday, and Wednesday, then Thursday
Mm.
final prep, then Friday. So I guess just having a schedule. Then yeah, I just actually remember having a super hard time like in the third episode. I think that was the remote learning. Then that was like the next day. The next day that was like our midterms or something. So it was pretty heavy. Then like the night before, like I was gonna sleep already, but I remember that I had to do like the pub mat. So yeah. Yeah, yeah, but eventually you'll get it naman. Just having a schedule, then yeah, learning
Mm.
to work on it bits by bits. Actually, yeah, essentially that's it.
Right, that's
Okay,
true.
so how about you, Sir Calderon? Any advice for your students here on how
Yes,
to
but
balance your
sir.
schoolwork with our with
Well, yeah,
what it is?
I always tell you naman my students na you have to make a schedule, okay? You have to make a schedule for so that you know the things that you have to work on, and your schedule is your to do list is better written on a piece of paper than save on your phone because this is based on studies. If you write it on paper, the more chances that you will be able to fulfill all your to-do list compared to just saving it on an application. So I think
Indeed.
that's a practical. That's one practical advice that I can give,
Mhm.
so that you can juggle, you know, um, academic and extracurricular. Because mind you, in college there are a lot of extracurricular activities, and it would really be fun if if you will join and discover a lot of things, but at the same time you have to think of your studies, your academics, so you have to really put some effort into your time management. So there.
Okay, thank you, for sir. How about you, Sir Cassie? Any
How
friendly
about
tips that you would like to
how to
share to our dear
balance content
mariners?
creation and
Sorry,
workloads?
What
Any
would you
again,
like to
advice
Iggy.
share
here on
for?
how to any advice on how to balance content creation and workloads?
Well, I would agree with Mr. Calderon on putting up a schedule and sticking to it. Although for me naman, no, I think you have to look at what works for you. For a long time, I used paper and pen planner, but then the problem with that, sometimes I am in a lot of tasks and I really get absorbed by it that I defaulted now to a digital planner. Like, very simple Google Calendar, and for that, I have the option to set multiple reminders. Now, for example, I
Ah,
have in my calendar at 9 to 10, that's the time I will check my work related emails. That's the time mostly I would be available to answer questions. Because sometimes if you work early, if you are in the zone when you work, you tend to forget certain things. And for me, this is my biggest weakness, no, when it comes to time management. Nakakalimutan kong tignan yung planner ko. So, kahit gumamit ako ng pen and paper na planner, kung nakakalimutan ko namang siyang tignan, mahirap din. So, I wanted to use something that has multiple reminders. And for me, it worked for me, no? That digital planner, just Google Calendar, set multiple alarms. But for others, yes, you try what Mr. Calderon said. It's actually very useful. I remember that. No, when I was writing things down, I remembered them better because of muscle memory. But yes, find what works for you so long as you have a schedule.
I
I
agree. If I may
actually,
add,
Mhm.
oh, sorry.
oh,
I actually
you
agree
may go
with
on,
Sir.
It's okay.
I actually agree with Sir about the Google Calendar thing. I really like using Google Calendar because whenever I try to use a planner, I get so OC and I really don't like my handwriting. My handwriting sucks. So I am not motivated by handwritten planners. So I agree with you,
Mm,
sir. But I guess with that, we can proceed with our next question, Renzo.
Oh yes, yes indeed, Angelo. So, so this is a bit of a very interesting question to you, dear for the seniors. So we just want to ask, we are uncertain of when this pandemic will end. Like it's still ongoing, but then we're just not sure yet on when it's going to end. So we just want to ask you, and we're just very curious. What would be like the long-term goal for FortiKast, or what would you visualize? What is your vision of what FortiKast would be like in the future? So Agu, maybe start with you.
Honestly, one dream I have of FortiKast would be to actually broadcast FortiKast, like an episode from the Northfield campus itself. So like all of us together, like when COVID is down, of
Mm,
course, like all of us together in one room, then
ah,
maybe hopefully the guests also in the same room. Just like an actual podcast back in those days when that's how podcasts ran. So that was probably the dream. Yeah,
you have
very
like a
yeah.
professional setup.
Yeah, like a
So
real talk
yeah,
show.
like when you start recording, it's like or like live or on air, like the door outside, so like no one can
Oh,
enter, stuff
we
like
can do
that.
that.
Yeah, totally. Maybe in the multi-purpose hall, but it's not there anymore. So
Yeah.
Oo nga pala. Ah, about
How about
Jaime.
Actually, I'd just like to yeah, echo that dream as well. Yeah, having a physical like physical interaction than like an actual episode on that. But aside from that, I would like to go because I feel like this pandemic's not gonna go anywhere. Like unfortunately, like not soon. So I
Mm.
feel like this um online show is gonna continue for a while. So I feel like we can go nationwide. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal that I wanna put put you guys on to. So yeah, yeah, actually nationwide. That's all. Hope you guys can pull it off.
no worries. How about you, Javi?
Yeah, actually, biggest goal for this FortiKast to be featured at least by Rappler or like ABS or like I don't know.
Hey,
Wow.
But
next
then,
level.
Oh, tama, tama.
hopefully.
I think
Pero
Soon, soon.
I think like the most parang feasible goal is like just to reach a wider audience, like among the parish
Mm.
schools or even non-parish schools, just parang Ateneo or ICA or something. So we can spread even more good vibes and stories to people who just want to have chill time every Friday 4:15 p.m. So yeah.
All right, all right. Thank you for sharing, dear 40 seniors. Okay, I think that wraps up our In Focus. But don't you worry, dear 40 viewers, because the show's not over yet. There's still plenty more to go. But before we proceed
Ah,
to our next segment, let's have a look at the comment section. So, Miggy, would you kind of check the comments?
okay, so looking here. Hmm. Uh, here's one. When can
Okay.
Supreme X and Big Bot do a face reveal? And
You
if they are in the comments, maybe kindly.
Guess
can
na natin sila. Guess na natin.
roll on.
And
And one
another one.
episode.
Favorite episode have to be the Hallyu episode. So please keep on keep the
But
favorite episode comments
commenting,
coming there.
we keep the interaction.
And see any comments you would like to feature here,
Oh
guys?
wow, we actually got a response from Bigbot. He
Whoa.
says,
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
about that. Oh,
Okay, okay.
All right, okay. I can
Okay,
see the
so
privacy.
before we move on to our next segment, I would like to ask do our guests have any final words for the audience and for
Yes, feel free.
maybe we could start with you, Jaime.
Sure. To our 40 viewers, I don't know if that's the actual term to call our viewers, but
We
yeah,
could call it. We could call it that.
yeah, I guess we could pull it off. Yeah. 40. 40 lang talaga. Um yeah, I guess stay safe. Yeah, I think most of our viewers are mariners, so yeah, have a good summer. Yeah, don't yeah, just be productive, I guess, and yeah, at least for you guys also for the incoming grade 12 seniors. Good luck, guys. Kanyan. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaime. Jaime. How about you, Agu?
Well, not much. Just like Jaime, I would want to wish a very epic summer to all Mariners out there, especially those
Yes,
watching this right
yes.
now. Well, unfortunately, I know you guys will be sad because FortiCast won't be airing during the summer, pero just you'll just have to wait till next year. So yeah, just also what Jaime said, stay productive. You don't want to waste your summer merely playing video games. Go out if you can, like exercise. Just make sure you have a mask on. Read
Indeed,
books.
indeed.
Don't just
Mhm.
watch Netflix. Don't just play uh, Valorant or CS:GO or any of those games. Yeah, just make your summer as enjoyable as possible and as productive as possible. And also a message to the 40 interns. Great job, guys. You guys are doing a very good job. And I know that this FortiKast project will
Thanks.
sustain for a very long time. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Agu. And how about you, Abby?
Okay, so once again, for the viewers, thank you for the endless support. And even though we won't be here next year, us 40 seniors, you guys will be left in good hands, especially with these talented interns, si Renzo Villa, Miggy de la Cruz, Angelo Boncan, and Alfie Calawag. So these guys, they might even make 40cast even greater. So they even might be featured by Rappler, hopefully. So yeah, so thank you once again, and have a great summer.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. So, just a friendly reminder,
Mhm.
dear 40 viewers,
Have
we
a
are
great
not
summer
ending the
also.
show yet, as mentioned just earlier, because we still have another segment. So, for now, we're going to say bye to our guests here, the 40 seniors. So, thank you once again, Agu, Javi, and
Thank you
Jaime,
so
for your
much,
time.
guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
ingat.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
And
All right. Okay. That's been a wonderful in focus that we had today. If I may add, podcasts and academics, it can be so tough and really hard to manage. But if I also may add, I also agree with Sir Cassie and Angelo that, you know, paperwork is just not my thing. It's kind of like old school kind of thing. So I'm more of like, into the technology. So I would always, jot in my reminders, and it's already like automatically scheduled for what's going to happen. So just a friendly reminder there.
just find what works for you. You know, you could go paper, you could
Yes.
go digital. Personally, I'm trying to go with Sir Calderon's advice of paper. You know, if I
Yes,
could find
everyone
something
has
to write
their
on.
their own thoughts. Okay, so dear
So
Mariners, yes, that
let's move on to.
to the next segment. So that wraps up the in focus, and it is now time that we transition into our 2 cents. So stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back,
Okay, so
dear Mariners. We are here for our 2 cents. So
and
I think this is where all the memories will start coming to flood down in our heads, because we are trying to reminisce all of the episodes that were featured in the previous episodes of podcast. So we will look back into some of the previous episodes that will be shared by our 40 seniors that will be here in a bit uh, in this live stream.
so before we do that, let's look at one comment here. Supreme X asked earlier, why isn't Lucas Bonifacio here? Well,
He's
hello.
here.
Kubigla naman yun, Tol. Hey, guys! Kubigla naman yun,
Woo!
Tol. Let's go!
They're actually
Welcome,
here.
guys.
Good
Hello,
afternoon,
hello. Bring the
Forecast.
hype.
Bakit parang ang gloomy nyo Friday na Friday, guys? Ano ba? Ang ganda-ganda ng background natin.
Oh
Parang
my
beer.
gosh.
Parang sunmig yung ano natin, ng background, do, Tol. Guys, calm down. It's a Friday. What's up, guys? What's good? Hey, 40 viewers. It's your boy, Lucas, back at it again, together with Atom and Lance. How are you guys doing, Atom and Lance?
Mm.
So before we go to the two cents, kamustahan na naman? I mean, you weren't here a while
Yes,
ago, so
yes.
highlights of the weeks, guys. Anything? Sharing?
Alright, so siguro same na rin yan is talagang work immersion kaming tatlo.
Mhm.
So very insightful na mga kaganapan and talagang marami talaga kaming natutunan. So to our incoming grade 12 minors guys, tabayanan nyo yan kasi talagang napakaganda ng insights na makukuha nyo sa work immersion. And ito, grabe, last na, no? Can't believe it. Season 2, final episode, no? So we hope you guys, for the viewers out there, stay safe. Happy Fridays in hot and let's have fun, no? Yeah, that's just for me.
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Lucas.
Move on. Lance?
Okay. Highlights of the week, most definitely work immersion. Kasi, okay, I cannot. Okay, I'm really gonna be honest here. Work immersion by far is the best thing that has happened in my grade 12 senior year. Like everything else, it was just standard grade 12, but online classes. This really just brought up something to me, and I really really enjoyed work immersion. I will miss everyone. I will miss everyone who hosted that. Okay, sir, si Peza tsaka si Lucas makaka-relate yan. May miss ko lahat sila. Promise. Parang balak na namin pagkatapos ng pandemic kung may meet up kami. Ganun. But highlight of the week, yon, work immersion. And of this, of course, last episode of FortiKast, season 2. Grabe. Tsaka we're graduating. Diba?
Yung pa inuli mo, we're graduating. Oo, we're graduating. Yung pa inuli mo.
Oo pala.
Kapag yun inuna mo.
Oo nga pala.
Atom naman, Atom. Ikaw, kumusta pre?
Hello, hello. My highlights for the week. I think the number one highlight, as mentioned by Lucas Lance, is work immersion. It's been like a very fruitful 2 weeks, So we learned so much. Like it's not really all about like the business side. We can learn practical skills from it. We had a lot of activities and team buildings that we did, and I think just being able to be around our hosts and their compatriots were like some of the best things we had all senior high. And I think the other highlight was just finishing a lot of the performance tasks, finishing the research paper. Last Monday, I got very little sleep, but I managed to pull it off. Then Sir Burns PT, actually, the amazing part was during Sir Burns PT, since we were trying to finish it all together, it was the first time our whole group was together in one call just to finish, just to meet for the business. So we actually got to finish the PT for once. And the deadline was 9 minutes ago. So we managed to submit by the deadline. So thank you very much.
Love you, Peza.
Nice one, guys.
Group
Good
meet
luck,
yan,
good
guys.
luck.
Add ko lang I think last week na natin together, no? Like the whole school year ends today. So to the minors out there, guys, congrats. One school year now done. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. To the teachers also. Guys, congrats. Isang taon
Especially
nakalipas,
to the
no?
teachers.
Yeah, so natapos na isang year, no? We all know what we do, what we did. Now maybe we can work on resolutions, make the next school year as great and as better as we can, no? So yeah, I'm excited for this show. So for the interns, why don't you start the discussion for our 2 cents for today?
Yes,
So-
but before we proceed to the 2 cents, we have like one comment here in the comment section from Jasia, if I pronounced your name correctly.
That's my sister.
Okay, Valencia. After all the episodes, when will Lance sing for us?
Wow, hindi na si Supreme X tol, ha?
After-
Hindi na si Supreme X ang naghihingi ng
Halat-
song number.
Halatang
Kapatid mo na.
sabihin ko na to. Halatang di nanonood.
Oo.
FortiKast. Sabihin ko na yun. Halatang di nanonood. Okay. Literal nasa harapan ko siya din. I sang for FortiKast on the last episode of season 1. So yun.
Another
Baka
round
daw
ulit,
every
pare.
last
Another round.
episode kakanta ka.
Sure, well,
Let's see if we have room for that. Let's see if we have room for that later. Thank you, Ate Joshua. Hi. All right.
Okay, thank you. So I think it's now time that we move on into the 2 cents segment for today.
we
So
have a presentation for you guys. Mm-hmm. There you go. So,
alright.
Kala ko may sasayaw, may presentation daw. Okay. All right.
let's
Wow.
sit back and take a trip down memory lane.
Memory lane. So guys, remember in the FortiKast, if you're still here, be sure to comment in the comment section what your favorite episode is. All right.
So let's
Grabe.
talk about
Okay.
season
And
1, guys.
Yeah, let's talk about season 1. Ako simulang una to, guys. So, season 1, grabe, no? If you joined us dun sa first few episodes namin, talagang, this is a new agenda. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I'm really thankful for everyone behind this whole FortiKast kasi talagang sinakyan lang talaga nila yung trip ko. Like, I really wanted our this school year to be different, to be very talagang interactive and very, you won't feel alone, no? Parang meron kang way to de-stress and talagang good vibes. And I'm really thankful na nagkatotoo ang FortiKast and we've been producing so much content, and I'm just really thankful na tuloy-tuloy yung episodes namin. And talagang humble beginnings, no? Tama ba yun, guys? Lance Atom? Tama ba sabihin yun, humble beginnings? Yung mga first episodes natin yan. And I hope na we are able to inspire our audience, inspire the youth today na sa lahat ng mga ginagawa naming content dito. So to our 40 viewers, ito, maraming salamat po. Yan, dahil sa Attack on Titan episode, guys, napanood na ako ng Attack on Titan. Kayo, Peza and Lance, baka meron kayong turning point dahil sa mga episodes natin nung season 1. Meron ba?
So turning point?
Or
Well,
na-expect
okay.
kayo to do something?
Well, ano naman kasi yung Attack on Titan, parang ever since naman, parang sabi ko na, guys, let's at least make one episode about anime. Kat isa lang. Kat isa lang. So, yun. Eventually, yun, we got the episode for Attack on Titan, and ikaw, Lucas, na-impluensya ka na, panoorin mo. Now, I can finally talk to him about Attack on Titan, actually. Kasi dati, I couldn't talk to him about it, eh. So,
Pero don't talk to me. I'm a ticking time bomb. I can spoil you anytime. Okay, moving on. Atom, ikaw naman, your thoughts no season 1, pare. Starting humble beginnings na.
I think what do you call that? So when Lucas came with the plan, I think initially, of course, we wanted a full plan because when we were in school, we didn't know how it was feasible. So when quarantine happened, it became more possible than ever. So, Sir Linus, Sir Burns just told us to keep pushing. So we had like test broadcast. The first test the first test, which was just us really explaining stuff. We didn't really know how to use StreamYard as much. Then we reached the first episode. Then I'm usually behind the scenes, so one of the things I recognized was as we got through like the first 6 episodes, we really got better in terms of our production. So we brought in Jaime, we brought in Lance, Javi came in, Victor came in. The production just kept consistently getting better. So like we can see in the first episode, we were just using a typical background from this application, StreamYard, and the countdown was the same. But like we got to the point where episode 3, we had a new theme to our own posters. I think you can see how consistent it looks. So that's thanks to Jaime, who was our marketing officer. So in terms of like our awareness, it just kept improving. So it was basically mastery from that point on.
So siguro to
Yeah,
sum
I
it up,
agree.
no? Yeah.
Sorry, can I just add to that? I'm just
Go.
looking
Go
at
ahead.
looking at these posters from the first few episodes, and then Alfima and switching the slide to the next episodes. You can see even just the quality of the poster. It's just really impressive that you guys were able to pull this off at the start of the year.
Thank you. And I'm sure you guys will reach greater heights once we start
For
season
sure,
3.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Baka
siguro,
mag-triple layer na yan.
siguro season 1, parang kung we sum up lahat ng mga ginawa namin, all that we've been to talaga season 1 was we really just wanted to inspire people. We just really wanted to share stories of people who have wonderful stories. And that idea, under that premise, magtutuloy yan sa season 2. No? So again, thank you to the team. We had Father Sikia, that was kahit kailan di ko in-expect din yun, guys. Kasi honestly, pitch meetings, we're just like, okay, what can we do? And then someone just says, okay, let's have Father's Key. I was like, sure kayo? Kaya natin to, guys. Parang grabe at talagang di ko in-expect yan, guys. Talagang wow. So thank you talaga na nagkatotoo yung aming mga pinapangalan dito. Tingnan nyo, nagkaroon ng Korean episode.
If I can add to Lucas,
Go ahead,
I remember like we went from the first season where we were just trying to, get guests from our school. So like if you see like as the episodes like pulled through, we were taking more risks in the episode. We were trying to get more guests that required more scheduling, more planning. So I think it was not only our we were learning how to do the production side, but learning how to contact people, email people. It was just basic hard skills that we were learning through this platform actually. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. So siguro kayo guys, kailan ba kayo dumating? Season 2 kayo, no? So yan, tama-tama, Season 2 tayo. So yan, can we see the slides prepared? Oh, grabe, para tayong nasa
Uh,
glow up, tol, glow up.
I just want to say, pwede ako mag-comment muna.
Go.
Like, I want to say, oh my, Jaime, ang galing mo. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. At the first season, me and Jaime were thinking about just like how to make our posters, and yes, we were sticking with like a certain team, and it was consistent and all. But me and Jaime also made the deal that for the next season, we wanted to look better and better. Even kahit yung thumbnails lang mismo, o yung background, ganun. Wanted to, we always like aim for everything to be better. Grabe, ako lang ba? Pero sobrang gumanda talaga yung posters. And na-amaze lang ako kay Jaime kasi ang sipag niya. Yun lang guys talaga, yun lang. Yun lang mapapasabi.
Grabe, no. Looking back, no. Yes, sige, continue lang. Grabe, it was very, very wonderful episodes that we had. And yan, yung ating Drive to Survive episode last Friday, guys. Sa mga incoming seniors dyan, guys, kailangan natin yan. Saka sa mga incoming freshmen dyan, kailangan natin yan. And siguro, to wrap it up, no, I don't know, Atom and Lance and our moderators, maybe you guys can back us up. For here naman sa season 2, siguro ang idea or the theme behind all our episodes was to really, aside from sharing the stories of our guests, no, is to really inspire our audience to really start working on resolutions, start thinking about how we can make this world a better place, how we can contribute back to society, how can we become the best versions of ourselves through our guests. So yun, sana nag-enjoy kayo, no? And now, marking the end of season 2, we have this throwback season. Ewan ko kung nalulungkot na ba kayo guys, pero lapit na umiyak. 2021 matatapos na. Shout out to Batch 2021 there guys. Thank you kung nanonood kayo. So Atom and Lance, anything to add about season 2? No?
Season 2? Wala. Sasabi ko na Lucas. Grabe yung posters. Na-amaze na lang ako.
What about you, Atom?
Ko.
For me, I think what was great about season 2, I think you mentioned about it, like the mindset that we had going to season 2, because I think the first season we were really focusing on giving good vibes and inspiring people, but when we got to season 2, I think we added more layers to what we wanted to achieve with the show, and that was like inspire people to do this or do that, have that resolution. So like if you watched our episodes, a lot of our episodes were like really encouraging you to try this out, try this one out. Like we had an episode with the student leaders, so we talked about student leadership and you know how other people can rise up and try to join in also and join the student council eventually. We had episodes with the content creators. We had an episode with Sir Bam, which honestly I'm a big Sir Bam fan, not for the business side, but for his time in the Senate. So, there was a lot of things that happened. A lot of dreams came true, and I hope what they call that, it just continues on, from the next season on.
So yun, that's us. That's from us, no? So, syempre, available naman itong Season 1 and Season 2 broadcast natin sa lahat ng ating mga streaming sites. Ano ba mga streaming sites natin? Nasa Netflix na ba tayo? Wala pa. Nag-email na ba? Wala pa.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Yeah, so shout out Netflix. Netflix, bakit naman? So yeah, feel free to check out our contents, no? Facebook.com/FortiBossNF, andun naman po lahat yan. And check out our YouTube page, no? Just go to youtube.com, then just search FortiBoss, and kami po yung unang lalabas dyan, no? So, I think pwede na nating i-release na meron tayong aluminum silver play button, guys, kasi 120 subs na tayo, di ba? So, meron kaming aluminum, no? Di pa kasi silver yan. Okay, thank you. So, kayo naman guys, 14ers, baka you guys want to ask anything? I think we can proceed na kwentuhan na lang tayo. What do you guys think?
Yes, no, Lucas, if I may add po, no, I remember in season one, the very first episode, the quarantine, I was featured as a guest in that episode at the time. And it's amazing that, I have come this far, that, from seeing me as a guest, and then now here I am at this point in FortiKast as a host, and, part of FortiKast in general. So grabe talaga, no? Like, time really flies. And it's amazing just to see, how much podcast has progressed, in terms of the posters, grabe, no? Like, it's very creative, and the content just keeps improving and improving to encourage our guests to keep joining podcast. So, yun lang. That's my sharing.
Thank you, thank you. Kayo naman, Sir Burns and Sir Linus, anything you'd like to share, like with how season 1 came about, how season 2 came about, and then magsi-season 3 na tayo anytime soon. Thoughts, sirs?
Okay, so for me, I would like to congratulate our grade 12 students who pioneered FortiKast, the host and also the tech team. We couldn't what you call this, we couldn't broadcast without your talent, your help. Kami ni Sir Burns, andito kami to just oversee things, to give comments. Pero most of the inviting, di ba, of the guests, most of the preparation of the praxis, everything, ginagawa ng mga students. And we hope na, it help, it help you in your career, siguro, no? And sa college life nyo, na natuto kayo ng mga soft skills, di ba? Like communication, di ba? Like public speaking,
Tama.
and other soft skills. Kasi these are important skills na through experience natin natututunan. So we invite everyone from Northfield na if you want to be part of the Forti Boost and the FortiKast family, message us so we can, train you and help you, learn a lot of skills. And also, at our interns, thank you for, taking up the challenge of continuing our broadcast. It was very brave, for you to, parang yung mga nauna sa inyo, no, parang ano, what do you call this? Magagaling, no, pero you are doing great. Okay, you are doing great. I really mean it. You're doing great. You're improving since our first episode, since your first practice. You're getting better and better, and you're getting the hang, of it, of broadcasting. So that's it. And thank you for our viewers who always, uh, those who tune with us regularly, like Vagbot and Supreme X Weekly. Yeah, see Pico Perez. These are our regular viewers. So thank you, please. And we hope, Sir Bruce and I, we're hoping na even summer magkaroon pa rin kami ng broadcast. Maybe hindi weekly, siguro.
From time to time.
Just to keep the community, just to keep the community updated. And then
Yes, and to train future broadcasters.
Yes, Sir
Yeah.
Bird. Ikaw.
For me, very simple. I'm honored to be working with everyone in FortiKast. This is a dream come true. When I started as a teacher in Northfield back in 2016, I was still a radio broadcaster at the time, and we were already toying the idea of launching a radio program for the whole school. We already called it FortiKast way back 2016. No? Gio Boncan and I with Kiko Perez, we were thinking of paano ba yan? Maglalagay ba tayo ng TV sa tabi ni Kuya Art,
Memories.
no? Lalagay ba doon yun? Or will we use the PA system na ginagamit natin sa Angelus? And yung pagtawag ng mga sundo, di ba? Lucas Bonifacio, Anton Peza, ayan. We were thinking of utilizing those things for FortiKast. So ang initial plan dyan, mga kaibigan, is just, some students will be reading the news, articles. Of course, that didn't materialize because back then we focused on our publication, no? And siguro realization ko dyan, things do happen really in its own time. And we had our time when the pandemic hit. that was also the time it coincided that a lot of content creators really just started their own podcast, their own, and the rest is history. So I'm proud of you boys for taking on the challenge to be part of history of our school. And I think Sir Linus and everyone will agree that FortiCast has become a community platform for Paref Northfield where all voices are heard, where inspiration is, something that we give as a high value for all the viewers. So yeah, I mean, I'm very, very happy to look back and to reminisce and looking forward to the future with all of the new FortiCast crew with us.
Sir Burns, thank you for that. Actually, no, care to share lang guys, short story lang about yung
Mm,
kung ano ba talaga yung FortiCast. So, na-mention ni Sir yung gagamitin na yung PA system sa school, ganun. Originally,
yeah.
what we had in mind talaga was the whole, from 8 to 5, talagang may music na nagpe-play sa campus. Tapos pag
Mm,
lunchtime, merong show every lunch. Yun yung FortiCast.
yon.
Parang daily
Yes.
updates, kinikilabutan ako ngayon. Like news updates, ano nangyayari, schedule for the day. Ganun yung mga reminders. So yun yung idea namin behind. This was way 2020 ata, nag-uusap na kami ni Sir Burns, si Atom, at Sir Linus yan. And then the pandemic hit. So parang, paano ba
That's
yan?
the
Ano
best
gagawin
time.
natin? Tapos doon na nag-start doon na yung reason kung bakit online show tayo and stuff like that. So maybe, pag lumipat na tayo sa pag nasa San Valley na tayo, pag okay na lahat, baka sana matuloy na yung physical na FortiCast. So siguro yun ang challenge sa the next FortiCast batches natin. No? So thank you talaga guys. You guys are really doing
Amazing.
great. So yeah, go ahead. Baka may gusto pa kayong pag-usapan natin today.
Okay,
Yes,
I think
Nikki?
actually in the presentation over here, I think we have some specific episodes we want to talk about here.
Sure, go ahead.
There we
Yun
go. So
yung-
this is going to be the 2 cents. So first episode. Can you tell us what happened when you guys were working on this one?
I think I know why you picked this one. Okay. I'll start this off, boys, Atom and Lance. So, since Family Day season na yan, no? Parang April 10 na yata yung Family Day natin and March 26, that was the week before Holy Week. So talagang preparation. And we really wanted to keep the hype up na may Family Day and may Anchor Vinta competition pa rin. Kasi, the whole school year parang hindi nadadama talaga na, alam mo yun, may competition. May competition pa rin between Anchor and Vinta kasi parang, alam mo yun, just at home, just doing workload. So, really to spice things up, we really wanted to introduce to the whole community and to all the viewers out there na we have Anchor and Vinta. We still have that competition still ongoing, even despite this online setup. So anything to add, Atom and Lance? Captain Lance Valencia. Oh my gosh.
Why'd you add this? Why do you guys talk about this? Why are you guys talking about this episode? Gulat ako, sabi ko, huh? But yeah, I guess really, Lucas pretty much just said everything. We really wanted to introduce to the community about our family days and just how we were able to pull off this online family day. So yun, we decided na okay, let's put it in FortiCast. Yeah. Ikaw, Peza.
Ikaw naman. Si Atom, yan. Nangyari dito.
Honestly, I have nothing much to add since I was not, like, among all the episodes, this was the episode I was not as involved in since I had some workload that I had to attend to over that week. So I think Lucas and Lance really gave, their perspective on it, and it's the perspective that I would have got if I was also really involved in the episode for that week.
So, just a bit of background, no, dun sa bakit parang naguguluhan kami or nabibigla kami whenever nabibring up yung episode na yun is because we had problems with the Kahoot for that day and we really didn't know what to do. Like talagang sa
Right.
studio.
Kaya pala.
Unfiltered na to, guys, ha? Unfiltered na to our 40 viewers. Sir Bird, Sir Linus. Unfiltered na to.
Oh
Share na lang
my.
natin yung story. Kasi part na rin naman na sa content creation, they're part of our story. So share ko na lang din, guys. So nagkaroon kami ng problems because of the Kahoot. So parang nagte-textan kami na, huy, may problema yung Kahoot. Bakit? Hindi nagpe-play. Ha? Ano mangyayari? Anong gagawin natin? So we really didn't know what to do. So the solution we had talaga was to really ano ka ba yung ginawa natin? We played the videos that we had, as ads. Ginawa namin na parang lingan namin ng ads, yung mga ganun, para to buy time para maayos. And thankfully, naayos naman yung problem namin. So, grabe challenge talaga. So, with that experience, no, guys, share ko lang, saludo ko sa mga content creators out there. Talagang you really don't know, what's happening behind the scenes. Kung talaga bang gusto nila yung ginagawa nila. Alam mo, are they forced to do this content? Do they really want to do this content? And you can really tell the difference, no, between yung mga pilit na content and like talagang gustong-gusto na content. And FortiKast is certainly gustong-gusto na content. So, yeah, thank you guys, no. So that was one was one ride. So back to you, 40
Siguro
interns.
naman di halata, di ba? Kung nung
Oo,
nangyari
di
yun.
halata nangyari. Di naman halata yun eh. Ganun tayo, professional eh. Go ahead, guys, go ahead.
Man, I remember that because I was guest co-host at the time during this episode of Captains on Deck, and my oh my, I started to panic. But we make mistakes. It's not really perfect, so we learn from them, and what's the point? If we don't make the mistakes, because it's a learning process. We just take small steps and go on and just move. So
The show must go
Boys.
on. Ika nga, no? The show
Yes.
must go on.
yes,
Wanted to comment on that. Remember, no, Mariners, whenever you're trying out something new, do not aim for perfection immediately. Always aim for progress over perfection. Kasi kung in the first trial, you want to be perfect already, you will end up in analysis paralysis. Gagawin ko ba to? Kailangan perfect pag ginawa ko eh. Hindi, no? You only make it better and better by doing it. Claygo, di ba? Create and learn as you go. No, action builds clarity. You have to do it. And you guys did it. That's why you keep on improving.
Alam ko yan, tinuro yan sa amin. Thank you, Sir Cassie.
Okay, so I think we have our next episode we want to talk about. So, how about this one? You want to talk about this one?
Ato, start. We had a very interesting practice run.
Oh, great. So what do you call that? So we didn't expect this actually to come. So we just got. It was like I think Sir Burns like had an episode with Sir Bam like for a show. Then he was like, okay,
The narrow door.
Yeah,
then he was like, I think we can get him, And me on the other side, I was like, oh, like let's do this, but like in the same time, I was like, oh, this might not be true, I'm gonna fall back, not gonna text the chat muna. So I waited till we got the confirmation status that Sir Bam was G. So when we got it, it was such great news. I didn't know what we were exactly going to talk about with him, so we knew that it was. So when Sir unveiled that it was going to be about business, we got the questions, we got the research. I think it was a great time to study for all of us. No, like since we only knew him as a senator, we didn't know him as like that person was an advocate for business. So really, we had that full time to learn. When we were making the questions, then when we got to I think 2 days before. Well, I'll give like a briefer. So Javi, myself, and Sir Burns, we had like a couple of mistakes on email. I think this is where myself and Javi realized that next time we need to do this and that. But we made a couple of mistakes in the email where we forgot to send this. We made a mistake in the dates. So I think when we sent those, we got really scared because obviously it wasn't Sir Bam who we were addressing to, but his staff of assistants. So that was even more scary than like the day before. We just revealed that we were only gonna have an episode with him for 1 hour. So we all panicked because like our episode was planned to be a much longer episode. So we were panicking. We were like, how we're gonna do this, how we're gonna do that. But on the episode itself, gratefully, Sir Bam took the time to extend a little bit to answer others' questions. For me, like all episodes, I've been in the backstage. You can watch me in my peak hours be in the first and second episode as a host, which didn't do as well. But I was in the
Are
backstage.
you sure? I think it did well.
Yeah!
No. It did well, but like there's that dude there on on the third camera. They're like, oh, who's that guy? Like Anton right there. But
Ikaw talaga.
what do you call that?
Ang drama mo, ah.
For me, I was just living, the moment. Like I was like, then Sir Bam gave so much feedback, so much comments, so much quotes that we can take through in life, and I think that's like one of the three of my favorite episodes that we had.
Yeah, Bam was
Lance,
really happy to have you guys. No, I mean, he really enjoyed that show, and he looks forward to another one, perhaps in the future, in the next season.
Season 3.
Yeah, we can always have him back. We just need to schedule.
Oh, yun pa pala. Sorry. Remind, guys, may season 3 pa. I mean, season 2, finale na to. Baka,
Meron pa.
mag-alisan kayo. Wala, may season 3 pa, guys. Huwag kayong, huwag kayong maalis, Yeah. So, ikaw, Lance, your thoughts no, nung sandbox episode natin?
Okay, honestly, natatawa ako dahil sa episode na to kasi yung ginawa kasi namin. Syempre si Bam Aquino, syempre kinakabahan kami kasi si Bam Aquino.
big
So,
time
yun
player.
oh, tama. So yung nangyari kasi.
Sir naman, wag mo lang, Sir naman, Kuya, Sir Bam naman, wag mo naman.
Nag-rehearse kami ni Lucas at saka ni Peza. So si Peza, sabi niya daw, kukunwari daw siya daw si Bam Aquino. Tsaka sabi ko, sige. Kami ni Lucas kunwari mag-host. Tsaka natawa kami, taon-tawa kay Peza kasi nag-costume pa siya. Sabi ko, ano to? Sabi na nagsombrero.
Nag-suit and tie siya, guys. Nag-suit and tie siya nun.
Ba't ka nagsuit and tie? So hindi yung taon-tawa ako. So kung naalala ko yung episode lang yan, natatawa lang ako. And ito rin. Syempre, dahil nga si Bam Aquino, syempre ako naman rin kinakabahan pa rin ako. Kahit kung may rehearsal pa rin, kinakabahan pa din ako eh. And honestly, I shouldn't have been nervous because Sir Bam is definitely not what you expect him to be because he was a really, really kind guy. He was everything about him was just was amazing. He was very inspirational and everything. So again, nakikita ko si Sir Linus kasi si Sir Cassie kasi napapangiti siya nung gina-explain namin yung diba? Napapangiti si Sir na parang lahat tayo kinakabahan tsaka parang si Sir Cassie. Oh, like so, yeah. Sir, kasi you made it clear. You yourself made it clear na, guys, parang kalma lang kayo.
Oh
Guys,
yeah,
kalma
nag-overthink
lang
lang kasi kayo guys.
That is true. Like I think the first
Chill
we
lang.
entered the studio, then like the first 5 to 10 minutes, some of us were just in awe. But like we had to like come to our senses and be like, the show's in a few minutes, we gotta start speaking, or nothing's gonna happen. So of course Lucas did his magic. We got through the we got to share with Sir Bam some of our businesses, that we were proposing. Really gave some good advice. And shout out to Lance for saying about that rehearsal that we had. I think that's some of the most iconic things that has ever
Hindi ko
happened.
alam yung rehearsal na yan, bago yan.
Yeah, even Renzo knows. Even Renzo
Pinaghandaan
knows.
talaga
It's
namin.
iconic.
Pinaghandaan talaga namin yan. Like
Yes,
kami
our
students.
students.
Nag-rehearse din ba kayo kay Sam O?
No, sir.
Hindi naman. Okay, kala ko nag-rehearse pa rin kayo niyan eh. Si Lucas yung nag-rehearse. 3 taon niyang nag-rehearse ng Korean niya.
Tama. 3 taon yun, tol.
Tama yan.
Sorry, 3 taon yun, sir. Why did I call you tol? Sorry, sir.
It's okay. Alright, sige. So, I think they
Kayo,
want to
guys.
show one more episode.
Yeah, I think we have one more episode, no? Pero, share ko lang, no? I think the way we're sharing these, these episodes and what happened behind, I think it really shows na parang kahit na may mga errors kami, minor errors kami, talagang we really still persevere na to show our professionalism and still, the show must go on talaga, especially in content
Of course.
creation. So, this is my challenge to all the content creators out there, no? Sir, gaya nga na sinasabi ni Sir Bern sa amin, huwag kayong matakot magkamali. It's part, learnings naman yan. Learnings naman yan at the end of the day, no?
And always
Okay, so-
remember that content creation is not about elevating you as the creator. It's always about adding value. Okay, so for the viewers there, no, if you want to be in content creation, always make sure you're adding value. Dapat hindi lang kayo sa stream yung nakakaintindi sa pinag-uusapan ninyo, no? You're adding value to people. You're making them part of something bigger than themselves. A community like FortiBoost, FortiKast, no? And it's really about building connection.
Tama, sir. Thank you. And sana we were able to add value to you, our 40 viewers. So thank you always for joining us every Friday, 4:50. Huwag nyo nang kalilimutan yan. Okay, for our last episode, 40 was unfiltered. Joke lang. Okay, ito.
Oh.
Okay. So, I started off this episode very momentous for me kasi it's you know what, I believe that for a certain institution, or especially a school, to continue and to to still have that motivation is through its alumni. And feeling the presence of, and feeling and seeing the presence of our alumni there made me remember my grade 1 days, my grade 2 days, how I looked up to these fine gentlemen na sana I wish I was like them. And now all of these alumni, married, have children, have families, and later on I'm going to that age, and oh no, what's happening to my life, no? So parang you really look up to them like nung bata ka pa, and then later on nandun ka na sa stage yun, and grabe, time flies talaga, no? And seeing how our alumni really pioneered Fortibus, and seeing where it is today, I'm just really proud of all the progress that we did. Shout out to all the people that made everything possible, no? Bigla ako na reality check doon, Sir Burns. Diyos ko. Whew. Life, man. Next
It's
thing
an
you know, you're in
inspiration for
college.
us.
Next thing you know, you're in college. Next thing you know, you're courting someone. Next thing you know, you're getting married. Next thing you know, you're having kids. Next thing you know, you're
Matagal pa yan.
working. Like, whew, grabe,
Matagal
no?
pa yan, brother. Brother, matagal pa yan.
Excited,
Sumakit
excited.
ulo ko bigla. Sumakit ulo ko
Time
bigla.
flies too slow, my friend.
Kayo guys, Atom and Lance, any thoughts?
Or Sir Linus, baka may gusto kang idagdag.
I think Sir Linus can go first.
Wala, nasabi ko na lahat. Congrats. Congrats to your thesis defense then.
Yeah.
And
Good luck.
yeah. Good. And
Panelist
that
tayo,
is-
Sir Linus, no?
Yes, it's an yeah,
Sir,
it's an
that's a topic for a good...
okay, it's an honor
Malapit na yun.
to work with you, grade 12, and also with you, grade 11, and to our future mariners who will join us. Welcome to FortiKast, and thank you to the whole Northfield community. Yes, for always joining us, because the intention of this show is talaga to, for our Northfield community to feel, for them to feel that you are not alone in this time of pandemic. We are here and we are one community, one Northfield community. So thank you, everyone.
Amen.
Lance. I know.
Okay. So, do you want me to talk? So, we're talking about the episode, right? All right. So, for
Right,
that
yeah.
for that episode of Fortibus where I was meeting everyone else. The thing is, I wasn't exactly in Fortibus. Like, I only joined Fortibus at like grade 11. I'm sure Lucas joined. I'm sure Lucas and Pezzo joined when they were like, grade 7. Lucas, grade 7.
grade
Yeah,
7.
grade 7. And yeah, I guess I guess syempre ako masasabi ko naman na di ako masyadong ganong makaka-relate kasi I wasn't there. But but I do want to mention that hearing their stories and hearing the origins of Fortibus definitely made me say to myself na okay. Buti talaga na sumali ako sa Fortibus. Kasi if it wasn't for Fortibus, I wouldn't have been having these special memories with every single one of you guys. Etong FortiKast na to, this is something that I'll forever cherish in my heart, and is something that I will remember, and something that I will, pagmamayabang. Ang yung FortiKast. So yeah, that's what is it? Peza.
For me, so we got like that. We always had that plan, when we started, that we wanted to interview like the founders of Fortibus. So me, I when I came to the school, the first thing I wanted to join was Fortibus. So the people up there were Gio Boncan and Kiko during that time. So it was great to see them again. And I think the greatest thing was just hearing the stories like of Sir Mark, Gio, Kiko, and wait, what's the name? What's the name? Oh my gosh. Wait.
Thomas Roque.
Si Thomas. Yeah, Sir Kuya Thomas. Hi, Kuya Thomas. Sorry. But just hearing the stories was really intriguing, especially Sir Thomas, because it was a very humble beginning, and we saw that it was just the students who really were the reason, and that why Fortibus kept continuing despite it sometimes being inactive or temporarily died. Then I think another thing was it was my birthday during that day. So, it was a good day. Good 1 hour and 30 minutes of discussion. It was like watching a television session for me.
Thank you, Atom. All right, guys. So siguro that ends our 2 cents na for today. No? So ayan, enough na from our 40 interns. Thank you. Ang galing guys, nagawa niyo yung presentation. Thank you. Kasi kanina nung briefing, di ko alam na may
Ako
PowerPoint
rin,
deck.
ako
So
rin.
guys, congrats.
Thank you, thank you.
Congrats.
Okay,
So,
before we leave,
yes.
ano?
Okay. Wow! May ganyan pa.
Oh,
Yes.
may
Nice.
ganon.
Grabe. Thank you,
Swag.
guys. Thank
May
you.
delay ah.
Ayos.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, guys.
thank you,
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes,
Shout out
we
to
would
our
like,
40 seniors.
The clap sound.
we'd like to express our gratitude and our
Thank you, guys.
thanks to
We
you.
wouldn't be
Thank
able to
you,
do
thank
this
you.
without
Sa mga
Thank you
viewers,
so much.
please pray for our defense. That's the last course.
Yeah,
to
magka-college na rin
graduate.
kami.
So,
Thank you,
Kaya
thank you.
kasi,
Good luck, guys.
Sir Bert, Sir Linus, wag sobrang mahirap sa amin. Thank you. I say it live. Joke.
Guys, salamat Salamat na marami. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So, I'll take it from here, guys. So, grabe, ang dami nating na-discuss, no? And really, FortiKast will be, gaya nga nasabi nila Javi kanina, no? Talagang FortiKast will be less in good hands. So, thank you guys for taking on the challenge for this school year. So, I want to ask you, no, after all that we discussed, Renzo, Miggy, Angelo, care to share your thoughts, no? Any realizations or your 2 cents naman of everything, about everything that we've discussed today? Let's start with, Miggy, ikaw, your thoughts.
For me, well, ever since the first episode that I helped host, which is the bookworm one, ever since that, I think I just really, really realized even more just how much I love speaking with people. It just felt really, really good, and I really am excited to continue doing this next year. I really hope I do you guys proud, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you. I'm sure you will do us proud. Thank you. Renzo, what about you? Your thoughts?
Well, thank Lucas. For me, being a new student, it took me a while to adapt myself to the Fortibus, the Forticast. When I got that email, I decided, I'm gonna give it a try and see what Forticast would actually be like and what will be in store for me. And lo and behold, they actually have something great here. A lot of interactions, a lot of just convos and all that. And it's a big blessing that to be part of Forticast. And with that first episode, just going back to Sandbox, like I just said, it took me a while to get used to it. I'm not entirely that great when it comes to this kind of thing, but like I just mentioned earlier in the discussion, it's more of a learning experience, and I really look forward to more challenges when it comes to season 3. So that's it.
Thank you. Continuous
good,
ang
that's
learning.
good.
Continuous ang learning, guys. Angelo, your turn.
Oh, well, honestly, I never thought I'd be back with Fortibus. I was actually a member in grade 7. I joined grade 7. My brother was editor-in-chief, or maybe that was grade 8. But yeah, my brother was there. Brother winning his competitions. He's a great writer. I look up to him, of course. But that was his thing. So I wasn't very good at writing back then. No, I really wasn't. So I didn't really participate. I left the group. Wasn't really active. And then of course we got a message from you guys to participate in FortiKast, and I'm really grateful. I'm really honored to be a part of FortiKast. Of course, at first I was a little intimidated seeing your episodes. They were really, really good. And honestly, if I was in your shoes, the senior shoes, I'm not sure if I would have been able to put it at this level that you guys have for this school year. But of course, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to learn and work with you guys. And next year, I will do my best to provide new things for our community in Northfield. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. So, 40 viewers, introducing FortiKast with the C, Season 3, Miggy De La Cruz, Angelo Bocan, Renzo Villa, Alfie Kaluwag. Give them a hand, guys. Thank you. Good luck for Season 3, guys. Pero syempre, nandito pa kami. I mean, tutulungan din namin kayo. Huwag kayong matakot. So, yan. dito na nagtatapos ang ating 2 cents. Pero syempre, before we go, before ako mag-thank you sa ating lahat, let's read some comments, no? Bago tayo magtapos. So, nananawagan kay Mr. Burns from Francis Perez. Kailan kakata si Sir Burns ng hospital playlist? Sir?
Never gonna happen.
Scheduling that for
Never.
season 3. Guys,
Kaya
take note,
naman.
season 3. Guys, FortiKast, season 3. Okay?
Sample
Next, ito
naman,
pa
sir.
isa.
Sample.
Will we see Peza
Ano?
dance? Naku po! Bad timing kung kailan
my-
matatapos na.
My friend,
Sayang, no?
like what I preached to the class a while ago. It is not part of the contract, so I will not
It's not part.
will
Okay,
not comply to it.
Okay. Sige. So, may tanong dito.
Saan yung kontrata? Pakita mo nga sa akin yung kontrata.
Sir, yung contract sa
Joke
start
lang, joke lang.
ng FortiKast, si Lance lang magkakanta. Wala ako dyan.
Yung hanggang doon nila yun.
Hanggang doon lang.
Sige, ito, let's hear naman from other people. Let's hear from Isabel Victor. Thank you. Through seeing it side by side, super nag-level up. The best yung Dahalyo poster. Thank you, no? Thank you for that.
Props to
Samo
Jaime,
muna.
yet again.
Annyeonghaseyo.
Jaime.
Thank you guys.
Kamsahamnida.
So ito from Ate Joshua. Yan, Lance, pakibasa naman.
Being able to see the improvement of the posters has put a smile on my face since I am a person who really looks at posters or images to call out my interest. So good job. And the poster and the whole podcast really clicked together and how well it is put together.
Salamat, Ate. Thank you for joining us, ha? All right. So here we have the man from, go ahead, Ato.
I want to mention, because we've been talking about like the posters all the time, but I really want to give a shout out to Victor Bustan for making our videos. I think people do not really recognize how nicely done his videos are, for our intro, for our outro. So those videos, I think they give the vibe, right? They set the vibe for our
I
show.
dance to those videos.
So shout out to Victor. I know
Thank
he's
you,
pretty
Vic.
shy to take credit about it, but we're gonna try to,
Humble siya,
we're gonna try to shower all
Humble
the
yun eh,
time.
humble yun eh. So,
Humble child, humble child.
7. So, before 6 Power Rangers kami, so naging 7 Power Rangers kami. So, Vic, thank you, Saludo kami sa'yo. So, here, last
Lucas, parang gano'n eh. Parang tayo yung Mighty Morphing Power Rangers. Saka
Mighty
pagkatapos
Morph, tama.
Anong kulay
tama
ka? Anong kulay?
Ako yung pink.
Sige, ako na lang
Ba't kayo
green
natawa?
ako. Green.
Seryoso yun. Seryoso yun, tol. Okay, so here we have the
I'll
comment.
say Rainbow Power Ranger.
Jack of all trades kasi yan si
Jack of all trades.
So here, from Kuya Rafi Mendoza, I appreciate the work you guys put in every week in terms of content and style. Truly professional and well organized. I particularly like the joyful atmosphere in every episode, which is a rarity nowadays, but a common trait of Saint Josemaria Escriva. Keep it up. Thank you, Kuya Rafi. See you real soon. One of our alumni out there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So, grabe, dito na nagtatapos ang ating FortiKast episode 25. 25 na tayo, no, guys? Teka lang, nasa yung...
Yep.
Oh, I print kasi every episode that we have. So I have about 25 lumps of paper here. No? So episode 25, dito na nagtatapos ang ating episode for today. So before we go, maybe we can hear closing words, Sir Burns. Any words for our audience? Just say goodbyes and happy weekends. I know napigaan nyo na lahat ng script nyo.
Keep on supporting FortiKast, and as you support FortiKast, you're also supporting the whole PAREF community. That's what I have to say.
Thank you, Sir Burns. And for me, ako po, on behalf of the whole FortiKast team in Batch 2021, ako po ay lubos na nagpapasalamat sa inyong pagsusuporta at patnubay sa aming, tama ba yung word na yun? Patnubay at, uy, walang ganyanan, tol. Sorry. Guys, no, please. Kami po ay lubos na nag-oil na ako dito. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all your comments, all your interaction with us here sa FortiKast. We really thank you. And to the batch 21, to the batch behind the whole this, thank you so much, guys. Stay safe po sa ating lahat. And allow me to close today's episode. Piyak yata ako. We thank you for joining us in today's special episode. We hope you had a great time and you learned something new today. Hindi pa ito ang huli. This is the end of Season 2. Season 3 coming soon. That is it. This is the last episode of the season, but don't worry, dear miners, because FortiKast will not be going anywhere. See you soon sa Season 3. We hope you all have a wonderful summer break, and be sure to spend your time wisely with your families. Virtus in veritate, there is strength in virtue. See you in the new season of FortiKast. This has been the FortiKast online show with Lucas Bonifacio, Lance Valencia, Agus Siquia, Jaime Mendoza, Javi Parinas, Atom Peza, Victor Robustan, Batch 2021, with your new FortiKast Renzo Villa, Miggy De La Cruz, Angelo Boncan, and Alfie Kaluwag, with under the great supervision of Sir Brent's cast in Mr. Linus Calderon. See you soon. God bless. Stay safe. Fortuna fa with Fortibus. Happy weekend. Hanggang sa muli. Paalam. See you real soon,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Happy summer.
Happy summer.
Bye.